It's wet, it's wild, and it's one of the most exciting ways to experience Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument. Surrounded by oak-studded hillsides and steep canyons is Cache Creek. It's not the only waterway rolling through the National Monument, but it is one of the most scenic, and if you want to see it, I suggest renting a raft from Mark and Brandy Burns, owner of Cache Canyon River Trips.
Worked this river back in the early 90s to the 2000s. From there, we bought the company 4 years ago and just been loving it ever since.
Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument is one of the newest national monuments in California. It was designated by President Obama in 2016 in order to preserve the more than 330,000 acres of fragile wilderness.
It's pretty out of the way up here, undeveloped, no utilities, no cell phone reception.
It would be difficult to see the entire national monument in one visit. Roads are limited or undeveloped, and the monument's boundaries touch 7 different counties: Napa, Yolo, Solano, Lake, Colusa, Glen, and Mendocino. Cache Creek runs through the south center of the monument, allowing you to see a large majority of landscape, wildlife, and of course, the rapids.
A 60-70% success rate going down it. 40% end up swimming it.
Jokes aside, Cache Creek is a family-friendly place to float. The water's warm and it's perfect for first-time rafters. On the popular day trip, you'll encounter a series of Class 2 and Class 3 rapids, and for all you novice rafters out there, that basically means you will get wet. At some point, you'll want to take a lunch break, and a great spot to pull over and scarf down a sandwich is below the old abandoned Girl Scout cabin, which was built during the Depression.
During the era where they had the Works Projects Administration, I think it was during the Second New Deal, where they basically employed people who were not employed and did a lot of public works projects. So we have the Girl Scout cabin.
The crumbled remains of the old Girl Scout cabin show the extreme conditions at Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument. In fact, the monument was named after the Berryessa family, tenacious ranchers who were killed or kicked off the land when California became a state. It's also named after Snow Mountain Wilderness, a 7,000-foot tall mountainous area full of wildlife.
There's quite a few turtles along the shoreline, but typically we encounter bald eagles, blue herons, deer, and bears.
Over 150 million years of geology shaped rocks, canyons, and the soil in this area. The land was home to numerous Native American tribes, gold miners, and homesteading families. Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument wasn't just protected to preserve the natural history. It was preserved for the public to experience. Yeehaw! From the waters of Cache Creek in Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the Backroads.